In this video, we'll review working with the analysis application for OLAP in the Business Objects platform. When we open up the analysis application for OLAP, we first have to connect to a data source. The analysis application for OLAP requires that you use a multidimensional data source such as SAP Business Warehouse. In this particular example, we are connected to a BEX query from Business Warehouse. Once we connect to the BEX query, we will be prompted, if prompts exist on the BEX query, to answer the prompts. Some of these prompts can be required, as denoted by an asterisk, and some of them are not required. For this example, we will bypass the prompt section and go ahead and click OK and let our query execute and return data. Once the data has been returned from the BEX query, we can now take a look at the application and see some of the capabilities of the application. For the purposes of this video, we will simply walk through all of the different components, and then in following videos we will get into more of the detail of each of the components within the application. So starting off on the left-hand side of the screen, we can create a new workspace which would allow us to create another analysis view. We can save views, we can email these views to other people. We can also export the data out of the analysis views that we've created to Excel or a PDF. We can also print this. Moving across the top of the toolbar, we have three separate tabs. One is the Analyze tab, one is the Insert tab, and one is the Display tab. On the Analyze tab, this is where we can actually go and move data into the different layout fields and the columns, the rows, and in the background filters to actually change the data that's being shown in the analysis view by itself. We can also, in the Analyze tab, create filters, create sorts, or sort the information, create calculations, and provide and create conditional formatting on the data elements that are in the analysis view. On the Insert section, the Insert section is utilized to actually add additional components, whether they be charting or data elements, into the analysis view that you see in the bottom right-hand corner. So we can add additional crosstabs, add additional list or bar charts, line charts, pie charts, scatter charts, and a series of other charts that are available, which would include scatter, bubble, box plot, and radar. Underneath the Display tab, we can very quickly use functions that are built into the analysis application for OLAP to quickly swap axes, to review hierarchies and display different hierarchies from the SAP BW query in either rows or columns. We can change the format of measures. We can very quickly add totals and subtotals. We can hide or show values that are either null or zero, and we can refocus the analysis. And we'll get into that a little bit later. So overall, it's very easy to add information to an existing analysis view or layout. So on the left-hand column, we'll see we have a couple of different components. The first is the Data tab, and we can expand and contract the Data tab by clicking on the Data button. The second is the properties for this particular analysis set or view that we've created. And then lastly is an outline view that you can quickly drill up and down through the multiple sheets in an analysis view. So we'll go back to our data element, and let's look at some of the capabilities that we have within the data section. The first thing you'll notice is that we have key figures, which are calculations, and then we also have the other hierarchies and data elements that are available within the query itself, organized alphabetically top to bottom. To add additional data in either the column or in a row, simply take an attribute. You can drag and drop that attribute to the column, in which then that element will be added to the analysis view or cell at the result of that. So now we've added assigned plant to the calendar and year, and so you'll see for that particular month all of the assigned plants and the breakout of that information by assigned plant. And if we scroll over to the right, you'll see all the assigned plants that are associated with that month. To remove a column, simply click on the column and either right click and you can select remove. Much like adding columns, you can add calculated key figures as well. In this particular case, we have all of the calculated key figures already added, but we could certainly add additional key figures simply by dragging and dropping them in.